Many of us have spent years defaulting to, even wallowing in, the uns of life. Uns like uninspired, incapable, unable, unstable, unpleasant, uncooperative, unfriendly, unapproachable. But what if we flip that definition on its head and we redefined the uns? What if we embraced uns like unshakable and unflappable and unbroken and unbent and unapologetic and undeniable and unconventional and unstoppable? I had to choose to be the victor or the victim. I had to choose faith or fear. I had to choose courage or doubt. To choose to be in a state of being stuck or in becoming unstoppable. How do the most resilient people bounce back? How do people sustain unimaginable suffering and extinguish their rage with compassion? I'm excited to give you a step-by-step approach that will guide and encourage you, support and strengthen you, maybe even stretch you. Hey everybody, I'm Trish. You've been watching The Hunt, and I am back now with my guest, Emily Kasel of Kasel Krafts. Emily, you with us? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Perfect, yep, I sure can. So I'm showing here on the table some of your kits. So super cute. So we're just talking about why you created this and how this all got started. But you just remind me again, so you curate all these from home and then you work with a manufacturing partner to put it all together?
Right now, I work with a creative assistant and I have a workshop at home actually.
Wow.
And I put all of it together myself, my creative assistant and I. We're in the process now of scaling the business up and potentially moving out of my home and into our own space, which would be amazing. But yeah, I still, I work with a bunch of different partners and suppliers
Yep.
for everything that's in the kit. I make the Play-Doh myself, but other than that, I am putting all of the kits together myself. I design everything. I'm the chief creative. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. I was looking at this pink one and I opened it up and it has a lemon inside. So I don't know where that creativity comes from, but super cute.
So that was so I have a core collection of product and they're all different themes. So you'll see, I think you have the dinosaur sensory kit there open. Mm-hmm. I also have mini kits, which are smaller. They're about this size. And then I have these jars, dough to go jars, I call them. All of the different themes span across the different pieces in my collection. And then I also have themes that will be limited. So they'll just be seasonal and they'll typically be based on holidays around that time of year. So the one you were just holding up with the lemon in it was from our lemonade stand kit, which was absolutely adorable. It's a huge hit this summer. And that's actually in some of the footage that you have there. The girls are playing with our lemonade stand kit. And that's what that little lemon is in there.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating. So, oh yeah, this one right here. This is why you have the pink straw and the little cup. Super cute. So, I mean, you touched on something in terms of just what we talk a lot about on The Hunt, and that is just how to take an idea from A to Z, you know, and like what's required to do that. So, obviously, you know, when you made the decision to stop working as a teacher and do this full time, was it because you knew you were onto something and you just wanted to go for it?
So the timeline is a little, so I was teaching, I left teaching in 2017 actually. and then had my 2 children quickly thereafter, like after one another. And my son was turning 1 when I kind of started getting into this. I'd always thought I wanted to stay home full time, and I am lucky enough that I was in a position in my family that I was able to. But after I did it for a little while, I realized that I didn't like it. It is the hardest job I've ever had. And I knew that for me personally, I needed something else. I didn't know what it was going to be. It was hard for me to want to go back to the classroom because I knew I wouldn't get to spend much time with my kids. In terms of the hours, it would have been a long commute for where I was teaching. And so when I started doing this, I saw it kind of like catching on, maybe is a way to say it. And I have a friend, he's actually the CEO of Tracer. And he is also an entrepreneur, very successful. And he pushed me and was like, you should go for it. Do you want this? And I was like, I think I do. And I can remember really clearly, we sat, we were out to dinner with our spouses and, one another. And he looked at me and he was like, why do you want to do this? And I was like, it kind of caught me off guard. And he said, if you're going to do it, you need to know why. And you need to write it down, and you need to come back to it, and you need to stay really close to why you're doing it. And that has been some advice that I take with me every day and remember why this is so important to me.
That's such great advice, and I think for those watching at home can really relate to that because there's so many people that have an idea or have a passion, but understanding your why is really important, to tie back to that, and then taking the steps to move forward and having the support you need to do that. And it definitely helps having people with experience, in your camp as well. So what's next we just have another minute left, Emily. What's next for Kasel Krafts?
We're ramping up and we're all ready for holiday. We have some really, really fun and exciting themed kits and jars that are going to be available soon for pre-order on our website. But in terms of scaling our business, we have a lot of exciting things that we're working on in terms of wholesale partners and just potential partnerships. And I'm working on that a lot behind the scenes and hopefully scaling the business to move out of the basement and into our own official space.
So exciting. And the best place for people to reach you or the products is kaselkrafts.com?
Kaselkrafts.com. My Instagram is also a great place to see a lot of the current stuff that we're selling and promoting. But the website is.
Well, thank you so much, Emily, for coming on the show today. You'll have to come back and let us